RightEdition.com. There was a man, his name was Frank. He was dumbfounded one morning. He was reading in the local newspaper that he had died. He was in the obituary column, and he quickly phoned his best friend, Larry, and he said, "Larry, did you see the paper? They say I died." "I saw it," said Larry. "Where are you calling from?" Kind of cute. A 56-year-old man in Kelowna, British Columbia, recently pled guilty to driving while prohibited, and he was caught behind the wheel right after he left the courthouse. That would kind of come from the stupid thief file. Hey, the judge said, "You know what? This guy keeps on keeping on. Apparently, he had done this before on other occasions. Goes to court, gets sentenced, comes out of court, gets in his car, and drives away. No insurance and cha-cha and everything else. Maybe no mind either." 3 men recently were convicted of participating in a gang rape in India, and finally now they were sentenced to death. I say finally because it's been ongoing for a while in court, and there's a brand new rape law now that says we're going to put you guys down, and the death sentences are the first imposed now under that law, and it's caused quite a fuss. And a lot of people, even women, are saying don't kill them. I mean, I don't know what's up with that. Why are we having this conversation? They committed a terrible act, and of course they should be put down based on everything that went along with it. It wasn't your ordinary rape. They felt somehow obligated to beat the bejeebers out of her as well. You know what? And to prevent all of these things from happening, women, of course, in India and other countries everywhere around the world should have the right to defend themselves. They should have the right to take training and have a firearm. And this was a gang rape. I think there was 8 men that participated in it, and she would have had at least 6 shots in a gun, and she could have maybe even had a 10-shot clip, and goodbye bad guys. Our mission is to protect and promote the public interest. So says the securities commissions in Canada. This would be my reference point. That'd be Canada. A securities market that is fair and warrants public confidence is what we want. And they're just not telling the truth. I mean, it's such a complicated system. I know a fella that is 23 years old, and he has a little bit of money, and he wanted to put it into the public market. He went to a bank, really not a bank, he went to a stock brokerage company, but they are banks anyway, because they're owned by banks for the most part. He went there, he said, "I want to open up an account." He said to me later, he says, "It's like buying a house or maybe joining the FBI. I mean, it was an awful experience. It took days." He says, "The forms, the red tape, I finally got the account open. I had to say that I'm smart here and I'm not smart there. And finally, I deposited my money and I wanted to buy some stock, and they wouldn't allow me to buy it. They said it's too risky." Who were they? He says, "I can't even lose my own money. Not a very good thing." And it's a terrible system, and that's what's happened. I know a lot of stockbrokers, people in the business, their commissions have been cut. They don't make any money anymore, hardly. And they say that people can't invest with us. There's no confidence. And not only isn't there confidence, he says the banks are competing with us because they own us. People come to us in the bank, say, "Put your money into a term deposit with us instead, or buy one of our secure instruments so we in turn can give the money to the government of Canada every Tuesday when we buy treasury bills." It's a big vicious socialist circle, and it's not very nice. In fact, it's beyond nice. How do you fix it? I know. You got to have free enterprise. You got to change the system. Let them do what they want. I'm not suggesting that you need to impose a law to make a bank or a brokerage company operate in a way that would make me happy. That's not it at all. What you need is a law that when someone treats you that way, that you have the right or the option to go to another company that can treat you a different way. It's called free enterprise, and that doesn't happen anymore in Canada, and also in a lot of other places like the US, and that's another topic another day. But with Canada, it's got to be fixed. You go to a bank and say, "I want to take money out today. It's my money." They have a cap on it. They'll only allow you to take out $3,000. Some banks are $3,500 per withdrawal. What? One day, I know a guy that wanted to take out $10,000. He had to go to 3 different banks. Boy, this is his money. And I said, "Why?" "It's a policy, don't you know? They put a hold on funds if you get a bank draft. They say, it's our policy. We don't trust other banks. We put a hold on the bank check, or draft rather, and there's a whole list of things that they do, and of course that they don't do." One incident, if I could just quickly say to you, is I had a check a couple of years ago from a girl, and I went to her bank to cash it, and they said, "You have an account here." I said, "No," and they said, "We can't cash it." And I said, in that case it was actually a bank draft. I said, "But it's a draft." I said, "You're telling me your customer's a bad person?" "Not at all. You have to open up an account here, or have an account rather, to cash it." I said, "Well, I'll open one up, but I am going to close it the second I get the money." And they said, "Well, we won't do that." That's bank policy. The government needs to fix this by opening it up to free enterprise. Free enterprise is kind of good. Liberals dictate lifestyle based on their lifestyle. No law ever prevented a crime or bank policy. Our mission is to protect. Yeah, right. Good luck with that. Y'all come back tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.